Testing, testing. Shalom, shalom.
Um, what page we on?
We're on the main page. And that was the spirit that made the cop even stop a little bit, look at us, and then wave at us. Okay, how you guys doing? Everything's all good. Everything's good. Okay, all right. Hey,
Yeah.
all right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
the Bonasai apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds so we can seal the elect and make it to the kingdom. All right. We are the brethren, all right, of the church here at Great Millstone, Wisconsin. All right. Coming back to you, all right, with another midweek, all right, camp. You see? And then, before we got started, Satan tried to, come and attack, man, via the nigger woman, man. Okay.
Good.
You see? And, like me and the brethren was talking about, man, all right, Satan is using, the woman, period, but mainly the nigger woman, man, to come and try to attack brothers, man. All right. And just like I told the end up, man, hey, look, you know what? This conversation is over. You have a good night. Because all the, that's they physical currency. Is that attention. Even if it comes via an argument, man. You see, you got that precept.
Okay. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, starting at verse 10. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. Red letter, this is Yahushua speaking. And it reads, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven."
Right. Yeah. A form of persecution, as we doing this truth, man, is just what just happened. You got the end of this, trying to deter moving in the spirit of Satan, because they're the devil's pawn, And when you watch that movie, that old movie, Planet of the Apes, when the ape told Esau Edom, separate white man, that he was the devil's pawn, well, Eve is the devil pawn to Esau, Eve and the serpent all over again, man. So, trying to stop it, man. And that's a form of persecution, man. You got scoffers and mockers, all right. Then you got those that take it a step further, man. Really try to frustrate the building, man. Like when you read, yeah, you read in the book of Ezra, when the heathen nations try to frustrate the building, you got 2/3 of our people that's in a heathenistic mind frame. They trying to do, they doing the same thing. We got
Matthew 5 and 11. "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake."
right, and they speaking against things that they don't know, that they know not. She don't know what the truth about. They didn't even inquire as to what we're doing. And that's the average person right there, man. They what to say? Every idle word that men shall speak, he shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. An idle word goes into a word without understanding. It says shunning the labor which one ought to perform. For Brother Clark grab that. So this what you got?
Sorry, I just went to the word revile. This is revile in the blue letter, Strong's G3679. I believe it's onaditzo. It says to defame, taunt.
The taunt. You see, Salakia, taunt. You see, and that's what these people do, man. All right, and let's keep it real, man. That's why the end of the so-called black woman, man, is the most hated. All right, the most disrespected. All right, of all the nationalities of women on the planet Earth today, man. Okay, and that's why the Lord put it on Donald Trump. All right, and Donald Trump's what do you call it? His president, people. Right,
that's an administration.
Administration, the water. That's why the Lord put it on Trump's administration, man, to go after you nigger women, man. Okay, guess what? The second, what is it? The public housing is getting cut. All right, your food stamps are getting cut, and soon your child support will be getting cut, man. Okay, and that's prophecy, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
and we see how these spirits are becoming increasingly more frustrated.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
she probably got hit with some shit, some benefits that got took away, and she looking at us like, you know,
Yeah, the bitch probably out here working her second shift in one day. You know.
yeah. So they falling from they falling from that high position that Esau awarded them in this society. You know, for so long they've been able to ride the wave of Esau's bandwagon, so to speak. You know, but now they're being casted down from their high horse, man.
Mhm.
You know, matter of fact, I got a precept. This is the book of Micah, chapter 7 and verse 10. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it." All right, who is that she that is talking about, man? All right, the end of, man. All right, the self-proclaimed so-called black woman, man. All right, they have become our enemy to Jake, man. The average, you know,
Shit, it's like all the women, all the women of our tribes.
yeah,
man.
all the tribes, but mainly, you know, the head tribe, you know,
Yeah, because
you know,
Salakia. Because look, if we were a group of heathens, right, standing right here, kumbaya, you know, having a barbecue, right here, as we're standing, she wouldn't have said a damn thing, you know. But because it's us, right, you know, she had to say something, man, you know. And then guess what, man? She, you know, like I told her, I said, hey, look, well, look, you can call the cops. Well, I ain't no need to call the cops. What do you want to do? Well, all right, look, you want to argue the end of this conversation, have a nice night, right? And then look, the spirit had it where right before we pressed record, the cops drove past, the guy stopped, all right? And he actually waved and said hi to us, man, and then kept going, right in front of her. You see?
And so that's the irony of it. You got a Edomite, you know, that's more cordial with us. Then you got the nigga woman that's hostile, man, in the spirit of hostility, you know, and they're becoming more frustrated. They losing jobs, you know. What it say? Is it in the book of Isaiah concerning yeah, brother can grab that, you know.
And you know, Salaki, we don't want to make this all about the woman, all right? But you know, Satan is using the woman right now, man. You know, and that's why Brothers Through the Spirit is making so many lessons, you know, concerning the woman, man. You know, warning brothers to watch out for the woman, man. All right, because right now Satan is using the woman, man, to attack brothers, man. You know, whether it be at your jobs, whether it be, you know, in your homes with your woman, you know.
Look, let me finish this out real quick, because Micah 2 7 and 10, it says, "Then she that is my enemy shall see what? You know, see the prophecies coming to pass, man. You know, then shall they know that the prophet have been among them. You know, they're gonna understand that what we have been saying is has been true. You know, it says, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where's the Lord Yahweh thy power? You know, and they'll understand that we have a power behind us. You know, this isn't of men, you know. You can persecute us, but you really persecuting the Most High through his son Yahweh Shai. You know, he said, the world cannot hate you, but me hate it because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. You know, and that's all we doing. We moving in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You know, that's right. And we shining a light on this dark society, man, bringing out all the dirt, and they hate us for it because they love darkness rather than light, because their deeds are evil. That's right.
You know, now, if we were a bunch of niggas, right, standing here, you know, rolling dice, smoking weed, right, she would have had anything to say, you know. Damn, you could go over there because she so is right there. But you know, she wouldn't have had anything to say, you know. Matter of fact, the you know, the YN, you know, just walk through here, you know, smoking a blunt right in front of her, man. She didn't say anything to that guy. You see? But you got it, bro. So.
It says, "Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets." Mire goes into mud. You know, these women gonna get trodden down, man, at the end of the day. And I think it was Elder Malcolm that said majority of the 2/3 is the nigga woman, man. You know? So we coming into a time of judgment. As Esau get his judgment, so do they. You know? Because what it say, though hand be joined in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. You know? Who joined hand in hand more than the end of, man?
Yeah, right.
You know?
Exactly. And that's why they're losing their power, man. All right. You see, the so-called white man is actually showing, you know, the so-called black woman, man, that look, that hey, look, we used you, all right, for what we needed to use you for, man. We have no use for you anymore, man. Okay, and that's why they're slowly but surely leaving you hanging, man. Okay, and guess what they're gonna come back to? They're gonna try to come back to us, man. But guess what? We don't want you, man. Okay, you know, not even Tyrone and a Nunu out here. They don't even want you, man. You know, you got it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 9, and it reads, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters."
Right. For the longest they've been at ease, man. You know, having it easy in the society, being able to, being liberated.
Yeah, right.
You know, got a man for every occasion. You know, one to pay the bills, one to work out with. You know.
Yeah, one to go get food with. You know, one to lay the pipe. You know.
Yeah.
Want to take her on trips. You know, all of that, man. Look, you women have been spoiled, man. Okay, and that's why the scriptures label you as careless daughters, man. Okay.
Oh, what the scripture say? She that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, man. You know, and that's these women, man. They've been living in pleasure. They're the walking dead, man. You know, this whole society's living in pleasure, but particularly the nigga women, man. Because we as a people, we're not here for this is our captivity. Most of Jacob made it their playground.
No reason in NLT.
Yeah.
Isaiah 32 and
Yeah.
He's been over it for a while.
Isaiah 32 and 9 in the NLT. It says, "Listen, you women who lie around in ease. Listen to me, you who are so smug." When you go into that word smug, because it says, "Listen to me, you women who are so smug." It says being overly pleased or satisfied with oneself, especially to the point of arrogancy or complacency.
Yep. And you women have been selected. And you women have been very complacent, man. All right, you haven't had any care in the world, man. All right, you know, you can easily just call 911, man. All right, you know, your man do something that or don't do something you don't want him to do, man. What can you do, man? You can go put him on child support. You can oppress him with the seed, you know, or it's like through his seed. All right, who the scripture says through the curses you don't even give a damn about, man. All right, these women don't give a damn about their kids. Why? Because they look at their kids, they get angry at their children because it remind them of the man.
Yeah.
You know,
and a lot of them had the babies just to get money out of it.
Yeah, trap them. Yeah,
right. To either trap the man or to use it. They was actually getting money off the children. You know, you get more SSI benefits and more child support and food stamps and all that. You know, now Trump, I think he said the taxes, the man can file the child on the taxes.
Yeah, yeah. If the man's paying child support, he can file his children on the taxes, man. Right. You know,
so you can get a nice chunk of that. You know, what he spent back. You know,
yeah. But you know, it's like we want to make it about the woman. All right, we wanted to go into prophecy, man. Okay, but according to Satan, of course, Satan was on the prowl. You know, so.
Yeah, Shalom. We probably gonna have to cut it. This might be our last night over here, cause she won't let it go. I came up to her just to talk to her, and you know how the nigga woman is. She said I came up to her bogus. We don't have permission. We didn't ask to park. Ain't nobody messing with us but her.
Right.
The police don't mess with us, but she messing with us.
Before we started.
Yeah, wait.
Stop, wave. Hey, how you doing?
Boy, the
right
nigga,
in front
the
of her.
nigga woman is something,
Right
and I'm talking about she is a complete demon, and that ain't even an understatement, bro. She got me so angry. I'm like shake. I just came up to her. She didn't roll her window. She rolled her window down like that much.
No.
Just automatic with an attitude. Like I said, we can't even talk to y'all. That's what you mean you can't. You came up to me, bogus. Who out the van? I'm like, I'm calm as ever. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
That's what I was talking.
And look, they still not gonna do nothing, but I can't deal with the woman right now, bro. They completely fucking backwards, bro. They're completely backwards. Something gonna happen to her, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, we threw
up curses.
Something gonna happen to her, seriously. Seriously, bro. But like we've been saying, we're gonna find a new spot or whatever. We're gonna shut it down, man. Let's.
Con.
Yeah, we'll just, probably
We'll be
just
back,
do
out
it in-house, bro.
Salakia, Shalom. Shalom.
In-house. Shalom.
Like just completely